Sure, he was happy to see that you jumped on me. After it's done, you go oh wow! Right here, we are right here. I caught myself just in time as I'm doing all the work like usual.
Oh, and we so appreciate you doing all the work as
Oh,
usual.
really?
Yes, we do.
We are going to show a video that shows a real appreciation of a young sister showing us brothers and sisters how to show some real thriving, healthy love to one
Absolutely.
another. So we're going to show that video real soon. Share alike, share it friends, enemies, share it with your mate, share it with everyone that you
Your
really think
mama, your
about.
daddy, your sister,
Exactly.
your brother, your
Yeah,
children,
gotta
your
you gotta see
whatever.
this. You gotta see this. It's gonna be something that's gonna rock your world or make you feel good. To hope and wishing that you'd have the same.
Gives you warm fuzzies,
Yeah, you do.
as they say.
Exactly. Well, you sometimes need a lot of warm fuzzies
I
in this
do.
unfuzzy world.
I do.
No, we both do.
I, we
Yeah,
do.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yes.
So, who are you and who am I?
I am Zare.
Mm-hmm.
You are Imar.
Okay, and so what is this show all about for those who just clicked in or trying to find out what are these two people up here talking like they're arguing with each other at first time in the morning, as we do sometimes.
Well, we're not arguing. It's just a little friendly banter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's what you
Is that
do.
what you think? Anyway,
And that's what you do in relationships. You have friendly
mm,
banter sometimes. It's not putting anybody down, not
oh, she
getting
just
on
trying to look for
anybody's
in front
back.
of everybody in TV who's watching. Ain't nobody out there
No, no,
watching
no.
yet.
I said sometime. And sometimes it is an
And she's
argument.
drugged up because she had some tooth stuff going on. So she's on drugs right now. Who knows what she's going to say?
I've only been back from the dentist for about an hour.
Exactly. That's what happens when you get out. No, I'm just joking. Well, that tooth stuff does kind of make you feel high, doesn't it?
It makes you feel
Real
all
loopy.
kinds of
No
ways.
pain.
No
Everything off the
pain.
back. You can say
Yeah.
whatever you want.
But I think
Can I say anything I want?
no.
Okay, that's what I thought. So that's just how you really feel, folks. You think she's all nice. Now, when the premonitions are down, she's giving you the real deal. Who's she really about? Yeah,
Yes.
little backseat driver. So anyway, so what's Taking the Journey all about? Since this is the show you're watching, Taking the Journey, by the way.
Taking the journey together. Our
Mm-hmm.
motto is we are going to relate. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter what anyone says, we are going to relate.
Again, she thinks it's funny even saying it. Do you just not want to say that?
No, I do. I have no problem with saying it.
Okay, so why are you so giggly now?
I have no idea.
Because that drugs that you're on right now.
I didn't even get anything but a needle in the a couple of needles.
But then that's enough. You're that sensitive.
I
So
probably
does it
am.
make a difference? Your mom, dad, excuse everybody
Anybody
religion.
says.
What Jesus says, we're going to relate like we're relating right now.
Exactly.
So what's the important way to be able to relate? Hands,
important-
fisticuffs. Oh, what?
Oh, you can tell I'm real good at
Yeah.
that. As in a balanced
Yeah.
in a balanced way,
In the balance. Way?
meaning that
I'm
you,
leaning here. You're leaning there. And what?
meaning that you do not have to choose between whether you are in relationship with your lover or your friend,
Uh huh.
but instead you are in relationship with both in the same person.
Oh,
You
wow.
you start a relationship building on that friendship, and that friendship grows into a committed relationship as a lovership, and you are both on the same page,
Ah,
and it's
look
balanced.
how balanced she got
Yes.
already. Hey, look at Mr. Mike Kelly. How you doing, man? How you doing? I see him on some other shows. Obviously, he is one of our good listener and watchers
Yes.
on
Yes.
a other black media shows. I've seen him there. A couple of other ones. Get me what it is. There's somebody else we saw. Good evening, Bernard White. Good evening, my people. Good evening to you. We're good to see you. Glad to see you in the taking the journey together. Doctors are in the house. Both doctors in the house. We've got some great things going on
Yes.
today. What do you see when we get to a commercial time? We got some times that we're going to show you of a place that you can come see us, get a chance to meet us, and see our friendly banter while we're there. We're trying to get that together. Hopefully, this time it will come to
This
pass.
time it will, and you won't get
Exactly.
sick.
Yeah. Well, somebody
That's
won't get sick. That
yes.
is. How about
We
that?
it's gonna be just fine, and we are gosh, can you believe we're like halfway through March
We are. What is
already?
going on with my banner thing?
I don't know.
I know. See, he was getting on me. In fact, before we started this thing,
Maybe you're in the
this
wrong
this
place.
guy, being our engineer, was talking about how I was doing the wrong
No,
thing,
because it's
and I'm
first,
still doing the
but your
wrong
banner
thing.
should be there.
Wow,
Go.
I,
I
I
mean,
don't see it. I don't see it. Do you?
it's over on the. It's not there.
Oh, there it is. I found it.
No,
Okay.
that's
See, I found it. I
okay.
did. Did.
All
It's
right.
just here. Like, okay, we found
Gotcha.
it now.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay. I didn't need you yet, our
Hey,
engineer.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
On Jamal show, Jamal, he's the other guy that has
Yeah.
his show. He's always talking about the engineer in the background. Always talking about Mr. Julius and what he's doing and not doing. Jamal got it lucky that he's got someone in the background engineering show. We have to end up using engineering our show almost all the time.
Mhm.
He must trust us as being that good. We're doing that well that we can't have the enjoyment. Excuse me. We
Okay.
can't have the luxury. No,
Okay.
we had the
It
time to
wouldn't.
do
It
the
wouldn't be
show.
us. It would be you. And I'm on
Okay.
because I'm sitting over here just being a spectator and
Mhm.
backseat driver.
A backseat driver. So,
Yes.
what are we going to talk about today? What is our tippy topic?
Today, our topic
Dun,
is
dun, 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 dun.
ba-dum-bum, love languages.
Love languages.
Yes.
We are going to talk about love language. Some of us out here have heard about the terminology of love language. I heard about the terminology of love language years and years and years ago when I was flopping and swimming and diving and fighting and cussing and getting cussed back at in this area called relationships. And I just could not understand how sometimes people just could not relate. It didn't make a difference what your mom said, it didn't make what your dad says. People just could not relate
Not
at
in a
all.
balanced way.
And it just seemed about, what I thought was important as being loved. Someone else did not think it was
No.
important. And there seemed to be no common denominator that had to do with love between both of us whatsoever. And yet what we still wanted on the other side seemed to be loving. It's just
Yes.
that I didn't see it to be loving. Didn't actually know that loving kind of thing had everything to do with our experience from the past.
Mhm.
How we were connected in the world
Yes.
to what we thought was love was, and so on and so
How
forth.
our parents
Exactly.
expressed love to us or allowed us to express love to them.
And how the world around us we saw it on TV and so on and so forth. Did not know that, well, unless the same person was born in my same bedroom and
Mm.
went with me every day, was attached to my hip, we would not necessarily have
Exactly.
the same kind of way that we see and
Yeah.
express and feel love.
And the funny thing about that
What's
is
that?
even if that were the case,
Mm-hmm.
you still may have a different form of love language, because even as twins
Mm-hmm.
or brother and sister or
Mhm.
or whatever, you still may your parents still may have attached love to you in different ways.
Yeah, loved you in different ways.
Yes.
They even say twins do not necessarily talk or think or feel the same way. Have you heard that
Yes.
before? Even
I have.
that couple, excuse me, the sisters who are on the internet now, who are attached twins to the toast,
Joined.
joy twins, yeah. They don't even, and they talk openly about the relationship. They don't even think and look at life the same way.
Mhm.
And yet you thought being attached
Yeah.
physically would, but they don't. So
Yeah.
it's almost that our individualness as different beings or sentient beings or whatever you may want to call it,
Mhm.
or souls or spirit, are individually attached, interacted, or with encased in our bodies or in our
Yeah.
heads, whatever you may want to say, and that makes us uniquely different, but yet in a relationship at the same time. We're trying to
Mhm.
relate so that we can come together and look at us as being
Yeah.
us.
It's like I have sticking with the twins thing. I have
Mhm.
twins in my class. Well, I had one last semester. I have the other one this semester.
Look us out.
And well, hi there.
Yeah,
And
Mr. Ellis.
Mr. Ellis.
Yeah, Mr. Ellis. I'm
And
sorry.
I recognize that even
Mm-hmm.
though they are identical twins, I mean, they look alike,
Mm-hmm.
their voices are the same,
Mm-hmm.
their hair is the
Uh-huh.
same,
Oops.
everything.
Uh-huh.
And but the thing that I find unique or interesting
Mm-hmm.
is they have different personalities.
Do they not?
They are Everything is identical about them. They have
Uh-huh.
different personalities.
Wow. And then different personality. What's it due to?
It's just that they have, they have the same facial mannerisms and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, but the way they express themselves sometimes is
And
different.
that's what we're going
Yes.
to be talking about.
Mhm.
The different love languages, the categories of love language. Some of us out there have looked at this before or saw it before. Someone's like, I ain't know what you're talking about, man. I got my beer in my hand, got me a doobie in the other hand, or I'm watching my favorite show and cooking, and isn't that love language to me good enough for me? Not necessarily. So we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about love languages and how different they are, as you just talked about. First of all, we're going to watch a video real quickly. We lost 2 more people. Got to come back. Don't be afraid. We're not trying to bite you. We're trying to enlighten you. We're going to talk a little bit about, in this case, what love language do you see in this video? So hold on real quickly. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. I want you to take a look at it. And then you come back and text and tell me what kind of love language you think. Say it in your own words before we get into the different types of love language. Here we go. Okay, is it there?
Yes. I'm so sorry that I forgot to give you kissy. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I mean, you know what? I love you very much.
I love you too. Can I pray for you right now?
Yes.
In your hand. Dear Heavenly Father, as my husband go out today, Lord, I just pray that you protect him and keep him in your hands, keep him covered. And I just pray that you protect him and you lead him and guide him. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Love you so much.
Okay,
Love you.
I love you too.
Do you need one more?
Yes.
Bye for the road.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Love you.
Love you. Have a nice day.
I'll be back.
Bye.
What did you think about that, Sharon? Tell me, what did you actually think about that?
I thought that was very sweet.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was very heartwarming,
Mm-hmm.
sincere. I loved it. I loved it.
Wow. So we saw a couple there and a young lady that did something that somebody would say, oh, that was over the top. That was too fluffy. That was just too fake. It was, I don't believe nobody. Did you feel that way when you saw it? You think she
I
was
did
being
not.
real? Think she was being
I
authentic?
thought she was being real. I thought she was being authentic. And who am I to say she is not?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well,
that
you can
is-
if you want to.
Well, I
You're
know.
free to your opinion.
Exactly, but I don't see where it's my place to judge her because she felt
Your
really.
place is sitting down and actually being able
Yes.
to speak something about relationships.
But I felt sincerity in what she was doing.
Okay.
The way it flowed from one thing to the next to the
Mhm.
next. If it was over the top, I think she would have stayed on one thing and stayed on that one thing a whole lot longer than she did.
Let's ask our people out there. Do you think she was sincere? Do you think he really received it well? Or do you think it's like, man, this girl is being fake as can be. She's on drugs. Do you think this young lady was very authentic and that she was very real, or she wanted something from the whole thing? Come on, talk to us. Let us know.
Ellis said it was awesome.
Mr. Ellis says it was awesome. He thought that was why, Mr. Ellis, did you think that was awesome?
And Bernard White said he needs that kind of love.
Bernard White said he was that kind of love. So the guy on the other end, when you saw him, we only saw a little bit of him. I wish you saw more of his face, but he didn't seem like it was like, stop this. This is getting out of hand.
Or that he was surprised.
Yeah. He seemed to be a lot more receiving of it. I'm just wondering when we saw that video, again, just giving us your thoughts and what you think your feelings, and nothing right, nothing's wrong from that end, from the standpoint of what you see, whether you get that happen to you or not. But one of the things that I saw out of that was that, whoa,
like
someone,
that.
hold on, what did he say?
Miss Stella said that was not fake. That was young black love.
Now that's
you
where
go.
I wanted to get. We would
Yes.
accept that more when we say that as being young black love. We would say that kind of language that you saw. We're going to talk about languages, so we're kind of setting you up. We're being tricky. Anyway, and you would think that that kind of love language should only exist in younger couples.
Mhm.
And young love. The guy wasn't doing so much to be kissing her back, by the way, so I don't know about all that.
You know what?
But you
But
still
he
would have
didn't-
thought that
He didn't.
he received it.
He didn't really need to, because it was something that he was needing. He texted her to let her know that she
Mhm.
didn't give him.
So
something
she's
that
did.
he
So she
needed
did
and
this
he was
before.
expecting.
She did it. She did
Yes.
it before.
And so she came to give him what
Mhm.
he needed.
Exactly.
And so it was not for him to return it at that
Mhm.
time. It was for him to
And,
receive
and,
it.
and that's one part of that transaction
Yes.
when it comes to love language, because we're going to talk about that. We're going to give it all the way. But he did seem like he received it. He
Mhm.
didn't seem like he thought it was fake. He
Right.
definitely has had it before. And as some of these folks up are saying, it was a sign of young love. But
Yeah, I would
that's where
even-
we have to stop.
Mhm.
It's not just for young love.
Yeah, I would even
That's
go
the thing
so far
about it.
as to say he was basking in it.
Okay, whatever. It's your drugs again that you're that you're on. So let's get right into the love language. Thank you for you guys who took your time out to at least say something. Oh, hold on. Let's see what it says. What does Mr. Kelly say?
Every relationship needs this kind of affection.
Right on, Mr. Kelly.
Absolutely.
That's what we're going to talk about when it comes to balance and it comes to healthy. Notice the word healthy, balanced, thriving relationship. Yes, it doesn't just belong to a youth. Many of us come up in such a way that only as young people do that. They've lost their mind. They're very much in love. When you get to that older age, you become like Sanford and what's your name was it? I'll say this. How about Louise and whatever and George Jefferson?
Yes.
Our example, especially in our culture, would be we don't like each other. We really ain't friends, but it's okay from that end. And so that kind of stuff young folks do during the honeymoon time, but we don't bring that into a relationship. That's what kids do from that end. Tricks are for kids.
Exactly. And there's some. I'm wondering if they are able to enjoy that freedom more because they have been given more privileges than.
I don't know where you're coming from.
I don't know either. What I'm saying,
your drugs are just exploiting in areas that don't make any sense.
What I'm saying is why older people are from our generation and back.
Because our older generation, especially back the baby boomers, you can be friends,
but you
can't be lovers.
Exactly.
You can be lovers, but you can't be friends.
Yes.
That was the kind of ideology. That was the kind of belief system.
Yes.
That was the kind of archetype that we came up with. So therefore, there was no crossing of the bridge. And so you wouldn't be thinking about doing that. It's just not in your mind.
And that's where I was going in a sort of off manner.
Exactly.
But since you got there, I'm going to leave it alone.
I do.
I'm sorry.
Again, we're everybody, right, Mr. Kelly? Everybody needs that. So let's get right into this right now about the love language.
Yes.
Love language actually refers to the way that a person prefers to express love to and receive it from a partner. Again, to express love and receive it. You see, it is a symbiotic relationship. It's not just one way. Okay, it's there and comes back again. Okay, so you almost can think about a ebb and flow. Ebb and flow.
Yes.
Wow, a closed loop kind of circle, if you mean to say. Exactly.
Yes.
That's easy for you to say. A balanced, healthy relationship.
Not really today.
I know. A balanced, healthy relationship will both have or will create. They have or they will create. Excuse me. Sometimes, if not most of the time, their expressions of love language and become something that they easily practice, or in this case, they make it a way of life. Now, we're going to talk about these love languages and how you could actually easily practice them once you find out what they are.
Yes.
And in turn, make it just a part of your life. Right. Of course, a balanced, thriving relationship is all about you trying to make it part of your life.
And then you also take into consideration that some people do not even know what a love language is or that they have one.
Yes.
They just kind of, they know what they like, but they don't know why they like it, or even how to connect it.
You sound like the Apple Jacks commercial when the old guy comes into the kitchen, 2 kids are eating Apple Jacks. Why you like Apple Jacks? They look at each other. Because we just do. We don't know why, but we just do.
Pretty much.
Well, now we're going to find out why.
Yes.
Now we just do. But why?
There's
Do
a
we have
reason.
love languages, all of us? Yes.
Yes.
Do we just do? Yes, we
Yes.
do. But we need to be more specific when it comes to expanding, when it comes to building on, when it comes to trying to become a thriving, healthy relationship. You
Yeah.
got to know the reasons why you act the way you act, why you do what you do, the way you feel what you feel.
And this should be a conversation during the friendship building stage.
It really should be. Many
Yes.
times we don't. We're too busy bumping and grinding, man. We're
Then
doing
that's
the
not
bumping and
That's
grinding.
not the friendship stage. That's the lover
No,
stage.
yeah, that is. And,
Yes.
and many times we already know we talked about it before. It's one of the top closestness that we do out
Yeah.
of the 12 closeness, and we forget about the rest closeness. Like
Mhm.
the only thing that we can close to is just sex, physically
Yes.
wise, and nothing else. And even at that, there's more to that even
Mhm.
that. But anyway, we talked about it before. You can always go back to any of our shows to find out about that.
Yes.
So now let's go into our next one, and our next one is going to be about what? That love language itself. There are what, Sharon? I'm gonna
5.
let you 5 of them.
5
What
of
are
them.
those 5?
There is physical touch,
Which we just talked about a little bit.
quality time,
Mm-hmm.
words of affirmation,
Okay.
acts of service,
Okay.
and gift giving.
Gift giving. Wow.
Yes.
Physical touch. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Quality time, which we're doing right now. Words of affirmation. You look lovely. I love the way your hair looks today. So golden, sparkled. Oh my goodness.
Oh, thank you. And I love this shirt on you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, you put it on. Yeah, I do remember. And what was the other one? Acts of service.
You know what?
I'm running the board right now. That's acts of
That's an
service.
act of service. But you know what else?
What's that?
After the show, I'm going to run out and get you a special something to eat.
Oh, that's nice. I hope it will be pizza. Okay, the next one, next one is gifts. You just did 2 in 1.
I did.
I love that.
I
You did
did.
2 in 1. That is 2 top.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. Make sure it has plenty of pepperoni, a couple Maserati on it,
Couple cars.
and I want some salami on the top of it too, and a couple of sardines taken to the side.
You want that pizza all by
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly,
don't
all
you?
by myself. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
It's for you, so I will make sure it is exactly where you want it. And if you want some anchovies on it, I'll throw that on.
No, I
too.
don't. No, don't like
Sardines
anchovies.
instead.
Don't
Okay.
like it. Okay, let's start with our first one. Physical touch. Physical touch. What are some obvious things about physical touch? Okay, there's one. Hey, we just saw it on the video. You're gonna give me just as many kisses too at the same time?
Yes.
She'll do this.
not tonight.
I'm gonna say she'll do it on the TV, but not real. No. Anyway, I like how they did that on that show
Yes.
as an example. He got so many kisses, I don't think he knew what to do.
I know.
I bet she could probably get what she wants. She did that every day.
She
Most
probably-
guys will go, what do you want?
You know what? She seems like she does that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
I would
serious
believe
about
she
it.
does that every day.
Do you remember we got one of these times when we do our show or when we do it live, like when we do the hot particular workshop, we got to show that video that I found, and I think I still have it, of those couples who are over 80, 90 years old, and all they do all the time in their life is talk positive affirmations,
Yes,
physical
to
touch.
one another.
They show all the love languages at such a high level, you would stick your finger in your mouth and want to throw up. Am I right? It seems like it's so over the top. It's not even funny, but they are
it's the way they
serious.
live.
I figure at 100 some years and older, and their relationships have been more than 50, 60 years old.
Yes,
They've got to know something right. And
exactly.
you figure that at that age, you're supposed to be so stoic. You're supposed to be so well
Let
into
me
your
just sit
relationship.
in my chair and
We
rock
we do
here.
the Cialis moments all the time, looking at the sun go down.
But you
Never
know
say
what?
nothing to each other. But
you know
that was
what?
not true.
A Cialis moment, not saying anything to you,
Mm-hmm.
but the Cialis moment, the
Mm-hmm.
holding hands,
Mm-hmm.
that is also a physical touch.
It is. It
Yes.
is. It is definitely
Yes.
one. It's just not something you do all the time, 24/7.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
You walk and hold hands.
Mm-hmm.
You watch TV and hold hands. You know.
Yeah, outside walking and holding hands too, which is okay. But you're looking at the sun and the moon's out that night. It doesn't do much good, does it?
You messing with me now.
No, you just all drugged up. Okay, so we're getting close to our commercial time, but we're not there. So kissing, rubbing someone's back, massage,
Mhm.
sitting close. couch, a casual touch. Of course, sex and affection are
Yes.
always part of that love
Physical touch,
language
yes,
that I
yes.
have. So, when we talk about this, you have to think to yourself, is this something that I like getting?
Mm-hmm.
Not so much do I like giving. Remember, when we talk about love languages, we're talking about it from the standpoint of your point of view.
Right.
What is it
Right.
that you
You.
like? That's to start with.
Mhm,
Remember, it's for
mhm.
you to
Yes.
give, get, and give. But first of
Exactly.
all, you have to find out what you like as your love language.
Right.
Because most of us don't love ourselves very well. We don't know much of ourselves very well.
That's
And
true.
we treat our relationship the exact same way. I don't
Mhm,
treat you so well because I don't know about myself too well.
Yeah.
I don't treat
Or
myself too well.
And I really don't like me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is all about trying to find out your love language.
Mhm.
What is your love language, and what is that you care about yourself, whether
Mhm.
it's a male or a female.
Yes.
That's important. Then it is that good foundation for you to stand up, to be able to talk and wait to someone else. Let's go to a commercial real quickly, and then we shall come back and talk a little bit more. Okay, is that cool with you?
Sounds good.
Okay, let me find out what commercial. Does he got any more? Up. What am I doing now?
Down.
Down. They go up,
Okay,
and
so
they go
you're
down,
just
down.
going too far.
Oh, hold on for a
You're
minute.
going
We
too
forgot to
far.
put our music on,
Yeah,
didn't
well,
we?
yes.
Where's our? Oh, we'll put it on
But
when we come
now
back.
We can't do that.
We can't do it
You
now.
keep passing it by.
What? How am I
There.
passing it about? Oh, this one. Okay, here you go. Hey, back again. We are back again.
Yes.
I almost started another commercial again. Oh my God.
Well, there is something else that you need to show.
Okay, I need to show that to him now.
Yes, now.
Well, let me get in here, and since I'm running this, like I said, next time you're going to have to. Let me see if I can find it.
Yes.
Boopadoo.
It's around here.
It's around here
somewhere.
someplace. Was that it right there?
Oh, okay. In the meantime,
Oh, I found it.
Good.
There you go.
Wonderful.
Okay, you can talk now.
Okay. March 31st, mark your calendars and plan to be there. You and that special someone in your life. We will be at the Chocolate Martini Bar and Restaurant in Pooler. It's on 1 North Godley Station Boulevard. And we will be having our date night. And there will be gifts and surprises and things to do to interact. It'll be wonderful food and all kinds of good stuff.
We got a very surprise, special, inspirational portion of this event. So it's
Yes.
not there just for you to have fun. It's not there just for you just to do giggles and grins, even though it's important in a relationship. But we also have something inspirational that
Mhm.
is important to look at the sacredness and seriousness of that relationship that you have and
Yes.
the connection that has to do with becoming so we'll be actually presenting that at
Mhm.
the end. So we want you to come enjoy yourself. We love the
Yes.
chocolate bar. We've
And
been out there more than
connect.
once and get a chance for you to connect. Again, bring your couple.
Bring your couple.
Yeah, if you're a
Bring
couple, bring
that
yourself
that
and the other
special
person
person that you are with.
or the one
That
that you want to be with too.
exactly.
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 So we'll give you more information about it. I think I'm gonna try to do the backside here, right, sir? Let's see
Sure.
if I can do. Oh, if I do the backside, I guess I have to. Hold on, what I got to do here? Do ba
Mhm.
do. Whoop! I can't do that one. What am I doing here? What do I do? Oh, got to do
You
the
got
share
to share
thing.
the screen.
Share the screen. No, it's a window right here. There we go.
Yes.
And there it is, right there. There's the
Yes.
backside.
And
Them are your prices that are
mhm.
involved
Yes.
from the end.
Got different levels, and so that it doesn't
Different tiers. Yeah, that's what you
keep
call different tiers.
anybody from being a part of it. And it's something that we really want you to be a part of. If you have questions,
Starts at 7:00. You can
mhm.
Cash App, or you can at the same time pay through PayPal. But don't worry, next time we'll have a website up there where you can click these links and go right to it. We'll make sure we'll try to get the information out to you. If you go to our website or go to the
Yes.
Facebook site, the information will be right up there. We'll be glad to see you out there, get a chance to see us, shake our hands, and get a chance to hopefully, how can I say it? Tell us some of the things that you thought that we did on the radio, on this streaming radio that we could have did better, or some things that you thought was funny that we did, right? Let's
Yes.
see if I get out of here. Hold on, let's get this real quickly. Yeah. There we go. Now we're back.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you want to get in contact with us, you can contact us at ttjt at taking the journey.
Is that the one right there? Nope, here it is. There we go.
No. At takingthejourney-together.com. You can also find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ttjtogether. There's Instagram, but the main thing is taking the journey. TTJT at taking the journey.
I'm stopping right now because the chocolate bar asked that we have an Instagram account. Remember I told you that because she wants to put that up there.
Yeah.
I forgot we had an Instagram account. I don't use much. I usually do Facebook.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure that she gets
get that to her.
Also too, they can go to WRUU at what kind in the morning? 9
and well, that's
a.m.?
where you listen to us on Saturday mornings at
Mhm.
9 a.m. for an hour, and we will give you a
Razzle
different
dazzle in the morning. Coffee.
exactly give you a different version of what you get on Thursday nights.
Mhm.
So you get more information, similar information, but it's always growing information.
Exactly. Don't forget also too, we have I got it here someplace, but then again, I don't know. It's the event we do on River Street. We'll have to talk to him
Yes.
about us trying to put together a short commercial
for
River Street.
Yes.
It's a nonprofit organization that we do. We run as being founders. We'd love to have you come out to be part of what we do on the weekends.
We were out there last
third
weekend.
Exactly.
And
St. Patrick's Day, wasn't it?
Yes. So we'll be out there again. The weekend of the 21st of April, and with vendors and just all kinds of wonderful things, and maybe something really big that we can talk about a little bit, but maybe by next week.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Well, we're back to love languages. Those who were hanging on as we were talking about love languages, and we're getting into the physical touch part, and they were like, "Oh my goodness, I'm in the physical touch part. Who's important? So important."
Yes.
Hey, physical touch is not the only thing when it comes to love language.
Exactly.
We talked about we had quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, and gifts. Let's look at the quality time. Sometimes quality time is a time that's missed out in relationships.
Exactly.
There
Get
is
too
this
busy.
urban legend that it's men who don't do well when it comes to quality time
Yes.
for the children or for their mates.
Yes.
I don't think the guys out there think that's always true, but that is an urban legend that's out there. Am I right?
You're right. And it may have been true at one time, but it's not true anymore.
Not with the younger ones.
Especially when you take into consideration two things.
What's that?
One, you have more women who are trying to climb that corporate ladder,
And they're working.
and
Or
they
just
are
working, period.
yes, and so their time is not not placed necessarily in the right order. It's not prioritized in the right order. And then you have a lot of young men who are spending that quality time with their children. They're looking to do things to spend time with their spouse. So it's not that overall stereotype is not valid anymore.
Exactly. It's really not. Some of us old timers, of course, we're still in relationships and we're calling, I'm still doing it the old way and I'm not getting no quality time except for myself when I'm doing my thing with my boys in front of my TV or just doing nothing. But I'm just trying to say to you, just the same thing as someone said earlier, when it comes to, in turn, the language of love. The language of love is a language that any one of us as genders, male and female, young or old, we will express because that's part of who we are as humans. And knowing what that language of love is, what we're talking right now, is important for us to understand and expand and place in our relationship. If you want a thriving, if you want a healthy, if you want a balanced relationship, you're going to commit these things. You're going to look at these things. You're going to talk about with your mate. It's enough in our relationships today. We got so many outside things messing with us anyway. In the first place, isn't it nice to have certain tools that you can take with you? You can remember that if both of the power agreement, place them in the relationship, you at least get halfway there. No, excuse me, never that. No, maybe this way there. Anyway, you get a better quality in a better expandable life. Oh, the word they use, fulfilled life and adventure than it is if you did it. And then what it would happen if you did without it. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's some other ones? Eating dinner.
Yes, eating dinner together.
Wow, don't happen much anymore, does it? People eat dinner much anymore?
Not much. No. But that's one of those things that is so important to me. And I guess a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's been that way all my life.
Some people say it's old school. Eating together is old school.
Yeah, well,
some kids who were the X generation, or what's the other generation, millennial generation?
I don't know.
They were latchkey kids. They did not come up with eating meals together Saturday at all.
Exactly.
Seriously, it was not like that, or they don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, wow.
I hated when we got to the point that we couldn't eat together as a family anymore when the kids were growing up. And it was not until they were in like middle school and high school that it got really bad because of their schedules. But I missed that. I missed that time of sitting down together and talking and finding out what was going on, what happened in the day and what their thought processes were and who was important in their friend life and all of that, and unfortunately, I also think that that's one of the times that it's really important. But if you know, that's one of the things I still do. I don't eat until you're ready. I make dinner.
I thought something was wrong with you when you did it the first time.
But
I used to cook my own food before I met you, and in my first.
But you were by yourself.
And my first, because you're the second marriage, of course, second go around, as they say. But the first one, for the years that we were there, I try to make sure we did. Oh, we both try to make sure that we did the family thing when it came to our family coming together to eat, no doubt about it, which was good. It wasn't a traditional pattern that a lot of people in the community did that I know of, and a lot of the kids that interface with the first set of children, they have only got one set, kind of think about it. They didn't know too many of their friends who did. I mean, like, coming together, eat at the table with the parents. Who does that? And I don't think that it's a bad thing when they don't, but it's another area of quality time that could be taken out. And see, we're not talking about just quantity. Quality means you're in a setting, you're in an environment that you have more of your senses that are connected to one another. Quality time wouldn't be, well, let me sit in front of the TV while it's blasting, or let me sit in front of the TV while the stereo's up as loud as can be. And you and I are trying to communicate with one another, and the other one ain't paying no attention because they're too busy listening to music. That's not quality time.
Let's sit here and we'll eat while I'm working on my phone. I'm playing on my phone. Or doing something on my phone. That's not, because you're not giving the other person any attention. Or the attention that they deserve.
Quality time has a lot to do with, are you giving that person almost undivided attention to one another? That's what makes that quality. You two being and existing in the now, the present. Some
Yeah.
people say, that's your gift for today. It's
I
the
was
present.
just about to say the same thing.
It's the present.
That quality time, making that decision to give that total attention, give that
Gift of the present.
give that love language that the person
Yeah.
needs. That is also the gift
Of the present.
of exactly.
Gift of the present.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's also doing 2 love languages in one.
So what's another one that we have up here? I'm taking a drive. Remember when we first, a lot of us, when we first were dating and we were going through the courtship period, we brought along another ambassador in our relationship. You remember the long drives we used to do all the time? Remember we used to take those long drives?
Yes.
Going nowhere. I mean, excuse me, going somewhere. It really didn't make no difference, but
you know,
we took those drives. Loved it.
Exactly. We would take
our life was in the car.
Yeah. I remember when we first started dating, you would come for the weekend, and sometimes we would just take a drive and just end up where we ended up and see what was there.
Didn't make a difference whatsoever.
Exactly. You know, sometimes we would go around the mountains.
I was driving along in the automobile with no particular place to go.
Yes, exactly.
Who sung that song?
Chuck Berry.
Yeah, Chuck Berry did.
Yeah.
He did a lot of that too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff in the automobile.
But
he lived in his automobile.
Did he not?
Yes.
Also, racism kind of set it up for him to do that, but that's another story. So we know that we're talking about some quality time. You know, you spend that time in the automobile, and I think taking those kind of trips are so important. We need to do in a relationship. Say, hey, we're just going to take off in the car. I know we do it a lot. We should just get up. We should just drive and go. So like this weekend, we get ready and go someplace that we haven't been to for quite a while. Myrtle Beach, we haven't been up there for a while. We're just going to drive it up there and check it out from that end. There's an RV camp up there. Well, look up, and there's the beach.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I was just thinking today before you told me about going up towards Myrtle Beach, I was thinking, wow, we got the weekend. We don't have anything to do Saturday or Sunday. We should just jump in the car and go either to Jacksonville or St. Augustine.
What? Now we're going to Myrtle.
Now we're going to Myrtle.
Fertile Myrtle.
If you say so.
Okay. I'm lying in the bed. What about those times when you were lying? How many people just did that? Just lying in bed?
I don't know, but if they didn't, they missed a good time
without messing with each other.
If they didn't, they missed a good
I can remember sometimes on some warm summer days, and the windows being open, and we're just lying there,
and then that
breeze coming in. You. Remember that?
Yeah.
How nice that just was, and you really wouldn't think about nothing but just lying there. Yeah. And enjoying each other, just company,
nodding off and waking up.
I nodded off a lot, but yeah,
just relaxing. That was great. But in the middle, in between the nodding off and waking up, I'll get the words out in a minute. In between the nodding off and waking up, there was good conversation. There was good acknowledgement of each other's presence.
It was. It seemed like time again. The gift of the present is given during those times, because it seems like time doesn't exist and you just exist with that person. I know some of you guys remember that time you've had that. Some of you guys did. Some of you women out there, some of your brothers out there, some of your sisters, however you want to distinguish yourself. You remember those times when you were caught in the now with your mate, someone you cared about. And time didn't matter to you whatsoever. You call it in loveness. I don't care what you call it, because you can fall in love and fall out of love just as fast, and you can build it back and slowly get out of it too.
Same day.
Exactly. But we're talking about how you can actually, exist in that present time. That's part of that quality of love. And these are just some ways that you can create that again between you and your mate, especially if you're trying to, again, balance thriving, healthy relationship. How about engaging in shared hobbies?
Yes.
Wow. What are some shared hobbies we do? I don't think we're going to get all this done today. It's going to look like it's going to be in number 2. Maybe 3. Yeah. Go ahead.
Engaging in shared hobbies. RVing is one of them.
Yeah, we do love that.
Yeah,
we do love that RVing. We have did a lot of camp hosting. In fact, we've been sometimes the first Afro-American couple to ever be camp hosting, whether it was at a military campsite, or it was at a state campsite, or a private campground. And we do camp hosting. That scared me. It was started the heck out of me. So what is camp? I know it. So what is camp hosting? What does that mean?
You are basically on the campground, you are the go-to person.
Mhm,
You are
hosting.
the welcome wagon.
Mhm,
You are the person that they come to if there's an issue or a problem. You
mhm.
help people get settled in. You know,
Do
you're
landscaping.
some
Sometimes you
places,
have to do that.
yeah.
Sometimes you got to work in office. I think we're going
Mhm.
up to African American Young Campsite. Hopefully, we'll talk more about that too when you get off. Doing your
Yes,
time.
my
We'll be up
summer
there
break.
in summer break, so we'll be in the office. We
Yeah.
need to call it night too to make sure that it's going to come to pass. But anyway, we'll be up there doing our things. We're going to have to be doing some live shows from there. That's why I'm trying to get this good satellite connection. So
Yeah,
we'll be doing some live shows from
yeah.
our RV up in that campsite. Maybe get some people sometimes get to see that. Invite them out to the campsite
Right,
to enjoy
right.
themselves. Get away again. Do some quality time.
Mhm.
RVing gives you quality time, no
Yes.
doubt.
Another
about it.
shared hobby, which kind of goes along with that, but we do it wherever, is walking.
Oh, we do. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we
That's
love.
even the shared time we do on River Street.
Yes.
I know you love that shared time
Yes.
because you're the hospitality lady when it
I-
comes to the vendors. They all love you. They give you something, and they don't give me nothing, but they give you something. And I'm
Well, you
usually
know-
sit up as a DJ on the on the stage. I don't move much when I'm doing the DJing. I'll be honest with you, I've seen it before. Nothing changed, nothing new to me, but I'm up there anyway. But we get to share that, see the
Yep,
people's energy, don't we?
Exactly. And I do love interacting with people and making them feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of my things. I don't know
Hospitality.
why.
We're just trying to
Yeah.
get you to do it more in your relationship too. That's
Yes.
part of that love language we're talking about.
Exactly.
What definitely is talking about
Yes.
hosting is a love language.
Mhm.
It's probably under which we'll get to, but probably now. Act of what?
Service.
Act of service.
Yes.
Act of service. So vacationing, that last one for at least we're talking about right now, because we don't have much time left. But
Yes.
vacationing.
Vacationing is also a good one. And we do a lot of that whenever we get a chance because we work so much.
Mhm.
We
Always
don't
busy.
do, like people used to do, I get my 2 weeks off, so I'm going to go someplace, or
No.
I'm just going to sit around the house and whatever.
Mm-mm.
We don't have those kinds of lives. And so
That's why the house is all messed up. But anyway.
exactly. And so what we do is we just take a vacation whenever we take a vacation. Like last year, we took a vacation up to DC to see the kids just before I had to go back to work. We took a vacation down to Florida. I think we've taken like 4 vacations to Florida in the last few months.
So we do a lot of mini and micro vacations.
Uh-huh.
Between a micro would be weekends.
Yes.
Minis would be about a week.
Yeah.
But the traditional vacation of 2 weeks, we have not did that for a while.
We haven't had.
I would
we
say
don't
to
have that
you,
kind of
when
straight
it comes to
time.
vacation time and you're trying to build that love language, especially what we're talking about in this time area, quality time, do not stick to that tradition in a thriving, in a healthy, balanced relationship. Do not stick to the tradition of it has to be 2 weeks. Don't do that. It's not going to work out in the long run. This is a venture. This is a journey. Get those journeys and ventures in how you can. When you pass away on your tombstone, you're not going to be able to write on there, I forgot to do my vacations and enjoy myself.
And
it'd be over with then.
Exactly. And another thing that you can do as far as this vacationing goes, and going along with what you just said, is take a vacation the next town over, one city over.
Exactly.
Get a hotel. That way you are away from the normalcy or the mundane of what goes on at home all the time. If you take a staycation, as they call them, you are still, most people cannot stay at home and not do anything. So, if you don't want to go too far away, you can't afford to, or you don't have the time or whatever, leave your laptop at home and pack up everything else that you want to take.
Couldn't say
with
leave
you.
your phone because that ain't gonna happen.
No, can't leave your phone, but leave that there and just go to a hotel in the next city and enjoy that next city, because you don't get there very often. Before you go, check on Google and find out what things you can do in that city, because you may even have been there several times, but just passing through, or for this or for that, but not to just really enjoy that city. And so, you don't have to go a long way to do a vacation.
And of course, every city does have a tourism area. You just don't know it because it's the next city over that you don't go too much. And you think that ain't far enough to go to the city to see any kind of tourism, but they do. Like, for instance, right up the street in Hinesville, when we were doing some camp hosting there, and we went in Hinesville a lot. We kind of love that place, military place, Russell Bustle, definitely growing and blowing there. They do have tourist area, like the tourist area that we never got to,
I know,
which is the telephone company that is there. I'm trying to figure out.
Telephone company museum.
I'm like, who in the heck would think in Hinesville they actually have a telephone company museum?
Or anywhere. Who would have thought there was a telephone company
well,
museum?
there is one. There's in Omaha, Nebraska, because I used to work for the U.S. Bell Company, and it was actually before they broke off from AT&T because of monopoly, and that's where the main switchboard system was in Omaha, Nebraska. So it's the center of the country from that end. So they still exist there. But to think about it,
but you have to take into into consideration.
You hang on to that side of your face.
Oh gosh, yes, because the needle points I'm starting to feel.
Okay.
But you have to take into consideration that a lot of people, most people don't know as much random information as you know.
Well, yeah, but this random information is one of the stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah,
you can always Google that. Just like in Augusta, Georgia. What is famous about Augusta, Georgia? We didn't know until we went there. Who is it? James Brown. Yes. Man, he's got a Coliseum up there named after him. Am I right?
He's got
in the museum. They got a whole section named after him.
A full lifestyle.
No taller than you. of him in the middle of Augusta. Augusta's a nice little town, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It was for these. They have a riverfront that is cool as can be. You think Wasaka's Plaza is cool that we're on? It's
nothing compared.
Yeah, they don't have at least big boat going down there all the time.
It's like what, 2 or 3 tiers you can walk.
Yeah, real nice. It's got nice houses on the other side, which is not Augusta. I think it's South Carolina on the other side of Augusta. Isn't that something? Yeah. So a unique city, actually, to tell you the truth. When we go up and we visited more than once, we'll probably go back again. Oh, Diamond Lake,
we'll probably be there in just a few weeks.
Yeah, we'll be up there again. Yeah. Wow. Okay, we're cutting down to our time too. At the same time, we got about 4 or 5 minutes. Let's go into our next one. The what?
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. What a tough thing. You saw in that picture of that couple. I'll probably play it again next time on part 2, I should say, how her words of affirmations were very strong in connecting to him. I love you. Enough kisses. I'll pray for you. Wow. At the end of it, I'll pray for you. Those kind of words of affirmation, I call them positive words of affirmation, is so important in a relationship. And in turn, it could be more important to someone in a relationship than the other person. And that other person who may think it's more important could be a male, not a female. Yeah, we traditionally think that when it comes to hearing positive words like I love you, that's something a woman needs to hear all the time. Hey, I'm going to tell you, that's an urban legend. That's just not true whatsoever. It never was, never will be from that end. Those kind of words of affirmation become uniquely different and customized according to that person, how they grew up and what they needed asked for to make them feel that they're loved. So words of affirmation are very, very important. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
Expressions, compliments, or appreciation through words. Give me an example that you can think of when it comes to words of affirmation. That would be a good word that we can say right now.
Okay. A good word that we can say right now.
Things that make you go,
Yes. One that we can say right now is, I really appreciate the work that you do to keep our projects in line.
Okay.
Things that you do for the nonprofit. If it weren't for you, there would be no nonprofit.
They just called us hometown heroes. WTOC, when they put us on TV, we didn't know they're going to actually put that video or interview of them. But they said our show that we do on River Street for the last 9 years, they call us hometown heroes. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that WTOC. Someone told me it had a hometown hero.
I didn't know it.
Certificate, something that someone's going to. We didn't get a certificate, by the way, but we didn't even know that they're going to call us hometown heroes too.
I didn't even know there was a such thing.
Didn't know it.
That they did. It was
But it was good words of affirmation to hear, wasn't it?
Yes,
it was good words of affirmation to hear that our show that we do on River Street every 3rd week of the month for the last 9 years was like a home. We being hometown heroes. How much more would you feel in your relationship if your mate said to you today, "You're my hometown hero"? In this case, you're my house, my home. You're my lover as a hero. How much would that make you feel?
Great.
Probably make you feel like the words they use now today, winners and losers. I don't know what that's all about. It's like every place everyone's playing some kind of sports, and they're also being competitive with one another because either you're a winner or you're a loser, nothing in between. So anyway, it will probably make you feel like you're a winner if your mate said to you that every day. I love you.
Hero.
I'm proud of you. I appreciate you.
You're my hero.
Yeah, or my shiro, as some people would say.
Yes.
I bet you a lot of us out there would love to have our mates every day get up and say to us, hey, listen, I love you. I care about you. You are my hero. You're someone I really care about. If you're not getting that and you know you need that, work on that relationship. Tell your mate in a loving way, I need to have and hear that kind of words of affirmation. I need it for my very soul. I need it poured in for my very being. And you may not be a male, you may not be a female, and you might be any one of them. Don't let the day go by without you speaking to your mate about that, because you know you need that. Now, we're going to go on to, because we're getting ready into it. It's about 97. At 57,
Mr. Engineer, if you're there,
I don't know if he is. We probably are, but we want you to take that with you.
Yeah.
You get me to say before.
I was just getting ready to say, and if it's something that you're not getting, but you want, take a look and see if you're leading by example.
Exactly.
Because it may be that you need to show that person how to give you what you need by giving it to them. No
doubt about it. And we'll be talking more about that. Mr. Engineer, can you close our show off? I think it closed off very well for what she and I said. Thank you. God bless. Peace. Taking the journey together.
Until next week.
Until next week.
like this.